Hi, this is Candace with MF Magazine, and I'm here with a couple members of the Crash Kings. This is
Mike.
And this is
Tony.
And can you tell me what you do for the band?
I play bass, guitar.
And lead vocals and piano.
And could you tell me a little bit about your friend over here?
This is my older brother, Tony, and as just told you, and yeah, he's writes a lot of the songs and he plays the keys, and you know, if you come out this show, you'll see some crafty key work that you don't get anywhere else.
And Tony, could you describe your brother for us?
Mike is a real lovable guy. He's like a little teddy bear that I like to squeeze sometimes. And he's a fantastic bass player as well. And we're happy to have you as a part of the group, Mike.
And what's it like working as brothers on this tour and as part of a band?
Well, as part of the band, it's amazing. Musically, we've always agreed on everything, and so it really works out. Tony and I have been playing music together for a long time, and it really works out with the band. On tour, it can get troublesome, as anyone can understand, being on a long trip with their sibling, but we've worked it out. We're doing pretty good, and we get along, so it's great.
So there's not too much sibling rivalry?
Well, our drummer is our therapist, so he kind of like helps this whole situation out. So
how did you guys get started?
Well, Tony sort of had the idea for the band. He put it together, wanted to start a rock band that was piano centered, and something that isn't really common out there, and piano is a huge part of rock and roll history, and why not have a rock band dedicated, like focused solely on the piano. And when he sent me some demos that he had done with a drummer, it's just him and a drummer, I freaked out, and I was living in New York at the time. I moved out, dropped everything I was doing in New York, and moved to LA to start the band with Tony, and I added the bass and sort of got the idea to put distorted bass, since we didn't really think we needed a guitar. We said, hey, let's do a rock band without a guitar, and I'll just distort my bass, and ended up with the Crash Kings. So
what's your musical influences for this? Is there any particular bands or genre that you guys are really coming forward with this, or is this something that you kind of created on your own?
We like a lot of classic rock, like Queen, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, The Police. You know, we pull from all sorts of different things. Yeah, that was, I don't know. Mostly like, you know, classic rock, but we're trying to put a new twist on things, you know, trying to do something a little different.
And how'd you come up with your names, the Crash Kings?
We started playing parties in LA. We just showed up at parties with all of our equipment, and we would just say, hey, we're here. And they'd say, who are you? And we're like, oh, we're the Crash Kings. We crash parties. So
that works out. Sounds like a pretty fun story there.
Yeah.
And when your album, you guys just released your self-titled debut album, how would you describe that to somebody that maybe isn't familiar with you and your band?
Well, one unique thing about our record is that we use no guitar, and so we were set out to make a big piano record. We recorded it with Dave Sardi, and he's well known for his work with Wolf Mother and Oasis and Marilyn Manson and Slayer and Helmet. And so we got a lot of great classic tones. We're going for sort of a mix between classic sounds and sort of new edgier sounds as well. So I think we came up with what we think is a good mix between the old and the new. So but still rock and roll songs, you know, rock hit like hooks, you know, just like you know, Zeppelin or Queen or Weezer would have, you know.
And who does the majority of the writing for the songs, or is that something that you all sort of do together?
I do the majority of the writing, and we arrange together. Mike and I write together a lot too. Yeah.
Where do you draw your inspiration from?
I don't. I just let things flow. I wouldn't say that I actually write anything. You know, it just kind of flows through me. So.
And what have you learned most about yourself while you've been on tour?
I've learned to be patient with people and to I think a lot of things can be different when you're close quarters with people, and I've learned that I just I need to just be patient with people and accept people for who they are and everything. There's a lot you learn on tour to really express it. I think is difficult, but.
And what would you say for yourself that you've learned or have grown in yourself while you've been on tour?
Just keep rocking and rock harder and harder.
That was kind of hot.
That's it. That's all I learned.
Are you going for the sex appeal there?
A little bit.
So I heard that you guys toured with Dane Cook. What was
Not Dane Cook.
Dane Cook is a really talented comedian.
I must have read the wrong source because it said Dane Cook. Yeah. I was like, that would have been kind of cool. Okay, so David
really
Cook.
Cool.
It's a common mistake people make.
Yeah.
So what was it like touring with David Cook then?
David Cook is an extremely talented individual. It was really cool opening for him. We got along really well, became really close friends, and it was a lot of fun. His fans are crazy. We like that. We like crazy fans, so we love seeing them at our shows and stuff like that. It was a really good time.
Do you have any crazy fan experiences?
Yeah, on that tour we were signing cell phones, cameras, foreheads, forearms, purses, anything you can imagine. It was kind of crazy the things that people wanted us to sign, but cool all the same.
What's been your best experience on stage?
Best experience on stage? Wow. That is a good call. Yeah, we get to play with Chris Cornell at the Wiltern in Los Angeles when we were opening for him. He agreed to come on stage and sing War Pigs with us, and it was totally surreal. I mean, as a kid growing up, I was a huge Soundgarden fan, so playing with one of my heroes is a great experience.
That sounds pretty amazing. When people go to your show, what do you want them to walk away with?
I want them to walk away seeing a completely live performance with no backing tracks, and just raw live energy coming from the stage, and knowing what that's all about, because I feel like there's less bands out there that are doing that are actually giving a true live performance.
I know you guys have to get going. I'm sure your fans are anxiously waiting to hear you, as am I. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us and hang out.
So check out MF Magazine for your source of the raddest music in the world.
And also check out our music at www.crashkingsmusic.com.